That sun's bright, you guys. Anyway, is there two of them up there? Okay, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't know what made me think of this, guys. This is crazy. So, if any of you all have been thinking on these things or dreaming in another language or something, and I'm not talking about your prayer language. I mean, for those of you who speak in tongues regularly, um, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about there's these songs that I haven't thought about in like forever. And I wake up singing them this morning. I'm just like, is this a demonic attack or is this anyway, so like there's this song, okay, and we used to sing it down in my dad lived in New Orleans the last I guess about 20 or 25 years of his life, and he died a year after Katrina. And there's some songs that are kind of indigenous to that area, so I don't really know if even though I might kind of take it for granted, some of you may or may not heard of it. But there's this song, and it goes, um, oh goodness, if I can think of a verse. It goes, see that man all dressed in green. Aiko, aiko, ane. He's not a man, he's a loving machine. Giacomo Finane. Hey now. Aiko, aiko, ane. Giacomo Finon, anane. Giacomo Finone. And then it goes, hunane, hunane. Shallow water, oh mama. And it's just some songs that they sing down there. Well, I'm waking up going, shallow water, oh mama. Shallow water, oh mama. Hunane, hunane. And I'm like, Giacomo Finane. And I mean, like, is this like, what does it mean? I mean, does it mean that like a flood's coming or like a tsunami or a hurricane? Like, because it always makes me think of Katrina, but then I don't think that's like really unusual or something necessarily that has to come from from God or the devil, either one, because my family was so involved in that. And I mean, my little sister and her husband, they lost everything they had. They lived down close to the Treme, close to the Ninth Ward, and for all of you guys that know anything about that, that's really where the flood wall failed. And came on into the town. And I mean, and you're talking about a town that's, it's got Lake Pontchartrain, which is huge. Then you got the river that flows through it, which the West Bank is really the East Bank, but that's a different story altogether. And then you got the Gulf of Mexico down there. So I don't know, guys, what it all means. I choose to believe that when we think on things like this, a lot of times I think it can mean, as many of us have seen, that destruction and tribulation are coming to those who would normally be safe. And I think that sometimes that sprung up around areas like that, people have a tendency to try to make the most of life, because they are they do have to deal with floods every few years or a hurricane coming in, and they got to where they just throw hurricane parties. And how is the world anyway? And I mean, I'd like to think that there are resilient people that live there in New Orleans that would rather look at the positive versus the negative. And yet I do know that there are some people that just went ahead and chose to leave, like the way my sister did. But my brother and his wife and three kids still live down in that area. My stepmom's there most of the time. And so just thought I'd mention that to you guys in case any of you all have thought on these things recently, or if this means anything to anybody. But anyway, I love you guys, and I'm sure we'll talk real soon.